then you have application, and you have analysis, synthesis, and evaluation. I'm talking about from the evaluation point of view, that is the assessment point of view, right? So if you look at the question papers, you will find that 90% of the question paper, they simply check the knowledge. Okay. I'm making a bold statement. You may excuse me for that. But what I intend to say is, because what do we do when it comes to, you can say, setting up a question paper? I'll not go into the details, but in a nutshell, I'll tell you what do we do. We gather last 2-3 years paper. Okay. Maybe take one question from this particular, second, third, and so on. So mix up and prepare a sort of beautiful khichdi, and then give it. So that's why it is most of the time, and students know all this. So they are again. So because I'll come to these aspects in a greater detail later on. But we most of the time we check the knowledge. That is the focal point here, right? So each level has a list of action verbs. Okay. Now what is to be done? What is the solution? What Mr. Bloom has proposed to identify the type of cognitive activity being performed by the student. Okay, so which each level he has associated, like rather he has come up with a list of, you can say, the action verbs. We'll have a look at those verbs, okay, in the slides to come, wherein remember is the lowest level, using action verb like say memorize, reproduce, or recognize facts and terms. So now if you look at why I'm saying hierarchical, because the output of one is given as input to the next level and so on, right? So each step builds up on the one below, requiring a higher level of thinking and more difficult learning activities, right? So that is there as far as this Bloom is concerned. Now, if you look at you can say all those 6 levels on the left hand side, you have got all those skills wherein knowledge, comprehension, application, analysis, synthesis, and evaluation is there, and their definition is there in the middle column. And if you look at the right hand side, he has proposed a list of action words. What are those action words? Identify, describe, name, okay, label, recognize, reproduce, follow, right? Okay. Now, if you look at the question paper, you will find that most of us, we put these sorts of words. Okay. Now, if you look at comprehension, summarize, convert, defend, paraphrase. I have never ever seen where in a question paper something like paraphrase is there, right? Or interpret, give example. Up to some extent it is there, but again, give example. Many times you write explain this concept, give suitable examples. Okay, and normally when it comes to assessment, that is actually evaluating the paper, we simply ignore that give example part. Okay, he has explained it, we give maybe 80-90% marks. Okay, I'll come to that assessment component as well later on. Okay, how we are, you can say, killing our student, right? So application, maybe build, make, construct, model. Okay, analysis, compare, contrast. Okay, if you look at synthesis, categorize, generalize, reconstruct, appraise. Okay, critic, judge. Okay, justify up to some extent is there, but again, as I have told, when it comes to actual evaluation, normally we ignore it. Argue and support. Okay, so as a matter of fact, these things has to be there in a question paper, right? These keywords are essentially needed, okay, particularly of the higher level. Okay, that is very much important. Okay, now using Bloom's action verb to write learning outcomes. So how you can use Bloom for writing you can say the learning outcomes, which I have narrated in my second slide. Okay, then use Bloom's level to structure course content, that is curriculum mapping, which I think Professor Apparao must have touched upon in a greater detail, wherein he must have covered about that is outcome-based education and so on. Okay, now how to use Bloom's to assess and measure, that is our focal point. So we will be looking at Bloom's from assessment point of view. Okay, from assessment point of view. Okay, assessment or measuring the student progress from that perspective, we'll just try to have a look at, right? So again, there are various levels. Okay, they are all self-explanatory. I'll not go into the details, but if you can have a cursory look at this, that is up to 3 many times we achieve, that is knowledge, comprehension, and analysis. But you can say the 4th, 5th, and 6th, they are little bit missing in our education system, right? That is analyze, evaluate, and create. Okay, meaning thereby classify, choose, determine, or design. Okay, or develop, build, create. These sorts of, that is the creativity, which deals with the creativity of the student. Those things are once again somewhere they are missing, right? I'm not saying it is applicable to all. Maybe some professors, they are really good in assessment. Okay, they must be utilizing these keywords. Okay, very oftenly, right? But most of the time we ignore these aspects. Right. Now let us try to understand the structure of a course content. Right. Structure of a course content, wherein one can use Bloom's to plan. I think one professor was talking about the lesson plan. That is how to plan. Begin at the lower level and then how to move up to the topmost level. That is the creativity level. So how to move from the lowest level of difficulty to the highest level of difficulty. That has to be there always in your mind. You can plan learning outcome first so that the course content align with the learning goals, so that mapping aspects are there. Okay, and then test the blueprint and curriculum mapping. Okay, so you must have experienced this, that is the NAC committee or MBA committee. For that purpose, they ask you your question papers. Okay, by simply going through the question paper, they can very well decide, okay, whether you are working at level number 3 or level number 2, or you are still working at level 1. Okay, so that's why see, it has to be linked. Rather, it has to go in a many time I used to say it is a reverse engineering. So you have to start from the question paper and then take it to the COPO mapping and so on. Okay, I'm not saying that it is happening everywhere, but most of the time we are ignorant about it, right? Many times intentionally, many times unintentionally, right? Now, if you look at the, you can say there is one little change which has taken place, and that was proposed by Lauren Anderson, who happens to be a student of Dr. Bloom. He has come up with what they call it as the revised Bloom's taxonomy, and which is nowadays, which is worldwide, it is adopted. And he has, as a matter of fact, he has made only two small changes. One change he carried out is he has come up with, what should I say, changing the names in the sixth category from noun. Earlier it was knowledge. So from noun to verb. Okay. So all those changes he has carried out, and which sounds a little bit more logical and you can say in line with the uh, Bloom's taxonomy. The another change which he has carried out is he has changed the fifth and sixth level, wherein you have evaluate and create. So creativity he placed at the top, which again sounds very logical, and it was accepted worldwide. So creating is on the top, and then evaluation is the fifth level. That is these are the two small changes he has proposed, and it was accepted, and it is called as the revised Bloom's taxonomy. There is no other name given to it. It is the revised Bloom's taxonomy, right? So it differentiates between knowing what, the content, and knowing how, the procedure used in solving the problem, right? So this is the revised Bloom's taxonomy, wherein earlier we were having knowledge. Now it has been replaced by remember. Okay. Second one was synthesis. It is replaced by understand. Okay. Application by apply, analysis by analyze. Okay. And so on. Okay. Creativity. And the last change which he has proposed is he has interchanged the position of fifth and sixth. Okay. So having said this revised Bloom's taxonomy is nowadays, it is worldwide accepted by almost all the countries, I should say, and it is being adopted. Right. Now, if you look at the knowledge dimension, again, we need to understand, because we are talking about what? We are talking about the lowest level, which is the knowledge level, right? So we need to understand what are the various dimensions of knowledge. Again, to your surprise, okay, you will find that there is no single dimension to knowledge. Okay, there is factual knowledge, conceptual knowledge, procedural knowledge, and metacognitive knowledge, right? Now, if you look at them, okay, they are self-explanatory. That is, most of the time, once again, we work at the lowest level, that is the factual knowledge level. Okay, that is what it talks about, the basic element the student must know to get acquainted with a discipline to solve a problem. Okay, but conceptual knowledge, it is the interrelationship among the basic elements. Okay, that one, again, one has to understand, even though you are working at knowledge level, but you need to understand what kind of relationship exists between the basic elements. And if you look at the procedural knowledge, that is how to do something, that is the methods of inquiry and so on. And metacognitive, it talks about the knowledge of cognition as well, right? As well as the knowledge of one's own cognitive behavior, right? So if again the difficulty level is lowest at the factual level, and metacognitive level, it is on the highest, right? So these are the, having said all those dimensions, The another important domain which I have talked about while talking about the three levels of domain, okay, is the affective domain. So Pruthal has come up with you can say the taxonomy of affective domain. Okay, again, this is a part and parcel of you can say the Bloom's theme. So this is the second level. Okay, and this fellow has come up along with Masia in 1964, 1956, Bloom's taxonomy, and 64 they have come up. So they talk about the personal development as a belief, right? So what are your beliefs and so on? What is your you can say the affective aspects of it? And again, five various categories is there, that is receiving, responding, valuing, organization, and character. So whenever you interact with the student, okay, as a matter of fact, you are dealing with all these aspects. Okay, so they are mostly once again self-explanatory. That is receiving, that is students' willingness to attend a particular phenomena of stimuli. Okay, responding, it refers to the active participation on the part of the student, right? Active participation on the part of the student. Valuing, now how much value you assign to a particular aspect, that is worth or value a student attaches to a particular object. Now this is important, right? Organization, maybe bringing together different values, resolving conflicts between values. So here some skills are, additional skills are needed. And characterization by value, right? So it all depends on your, you can say, the characteristic lifestyle. Okay, so thus the behavior is pervasive, maybe consistent, and so on. Okay, so having said this, this is the affective domain, which we will not touch upon, but just for the simple understanding, I have kept this on the slide. Now, our focal point, as I have told you, that is we will be dealing with Bloom's taxonomy to assess. Okay, so having said all the fundamental aspects of all the domains of learning, the three domains of learning, okay, we need to understand, as I said, that is the last block, if you remember, is nothing but the assessment. So what is assessment, how it is to be done, that is what we will just try to cover up in the time left with us, right? So using Bloom's taxonomy to assess, okay, let's say if you are setting questions of sort MCQs, you are working at the bottommost level, that is the remember. Okay, if you are setting up questions like summarize an article, you are working at understanding. Okay, and let's say if you are going for C, that is analyze case study, okay, you are working at Bloom's level 4. Now, if you need to remember all those levels, okay, that is knowledge is the lowest level, which is 1, okay, remember and so on. Okay, then you have other aspects like say comprehension, understanding, okay, analysis, analyzing level 4, and sixth level is the topmost, which is the creating level, right? So if you are asking a question wherein if you are asking the student to create a spreadsheet for a particular purpose, okay, you are dealing with the Bloom's level 6, something like that, right? So having said this, we need to understand what are the problems when it comes to assessment, particularly in technical education. Okay, again, that we need to understand. I'll throw some light on these aspects. Okay, if you look at our educational system, once again, we give undue focus on certification. Okay, why I'm saying so? Some of you must be aware that now UGC has come up with a draft guideline for selection of assistant professor, associate professor, professor, and vice chancellor, and so on. And even they have gathered your responses. That deadline is over, but it was in public domain to give their views with regard to those recommendations. Okay, as far as selection of you can say the assistant professor, associate professor, and professor is concerned. Okay, I'll share you one small story which I myself was. When we have applied way back in 1990 to a MPSC advertisement, okay, one of my colleagues' application was rejected. And the reason was, you will be surprised and rather astonished to know. I have applied for, computer science. My application was okay because my degree was computer science and engineering and so on. One of my colleagues, right, is a big man. I will not name him, but what has happened when he applied, the advertisement was lecturer in electronics and telecommunication. Okay, lecturer in nomenclature of the post was lecturer in electronics and telecommunication. And the degree he was possessing is B in electronics communication. electronics and communication, not telecommunication. So that tele was missing, and his application was rejected. Okay, when he approached the MPSC office, they said ki bhai, that the clerk, they used to carry out all these scrutiny and all, right? He has come up with the answer, ki, sir, your degree is not what has been mentioned in the recruitment rule. So government of Maharashtra, normally they issue a recruitment rules. Okay, that is a gazette publication. Okay, wherein they specify all the degrees and all. Okay, so he was rejected because tele was missing. He tried to convince the clerk, but he said, sorry, sir, I cannot help you out in this regard because this whatever has been written. Okay, otherwise there is a threat to my job. So what do you want? Okay, just tell me. Okay, you go for presentation if the MPSC chairman agrees to your, because, but it was a government ruling, recruitment rule, which nobody can change. Even though they were very considered about that it should be considered, but what has happened at the end, his application got rejected, right? So this is what I'm trying to emphasize is we give undue focus on certification. Now things are changing. I'm not saying that still. I was talking about 1992, 93. Okay, so still, if you look at our educational system, we give undue focus on certification, right? How many degrees you possess, okay, how much you know, that is not that is of meager importance, I should say. Undue focus on marks, that is, we have a fixed passing criteria. Okay, you declare somebody scoring 39 as fail, somebody has scored 40 as pass. Okay, so what is the solution? Actually, you have to have a flexible criteria for passing, which is there in all the premier institutions. For that purpose, if you look at IIMs, IITs, okay, they don't have fixed passing criteria. The teacher will decide, okay, what is the passing criteria. Now, how the teacher will decide depending upon the difficulty level of the question paper he is setting up, right? So we need to understand this. That is, there is a need for having, you can say, undue focus on marks. Again, that is to be removed. Lack of qualitative feedback, 360 feedback. Nowadays, the ICT is coming up with in a very positive manner, I should say, with regard to this 360-degree feedback. But as a matter of fact, there is no feedback, right? We don't have any mechanism as such in place. I'm talking from the, you can say, the practical perspective. Okay, how do you manage it? That is a different story. Lack of assessment of high level outcomes. Now I'm referring to the Bloom's level. If you look at the Bloom's level, okay, normally, as I said, that is 1, 2, 3 is okay, that is 4, 5, 6 are missing. So lack of assessment of complex outcomes. Okay, again, you can have a mix up of 4 and 5, and you can have some complex outcomes. That is again missing. Negligible assessment in the psychomotor and affective domain. Why I'm saying so? Again, I'm making a bold statement. If you look at the how our curriculums are being implemented, is there is lot many things to be improved upon. Okay, because how do we achieve this psychomotor functionality? With the help of some practical examination. Now, if you look at the conduct of practical examination, if the student simply remain present, okay, he will be given 24 out of 25 most of the time. I am not criticizing anybody, right? But this is what is the scenario. Even if he didn't answer any question, okay, most of the time they shake their heads, okay, and you understand what is right or what is wrong. Okay, but still you give them marks. Minimum marks is out of 25 is 20, 21, and max is 24, 25. Right. So, but if you look at the you can say the nearby university within Maharashtra itself, okay, you will find that in Pune University, they give more emphasis on practical aspects. Okay, what do? They ask maybe industry people to conduct the practical examination. It is not like, say, I am coming to your place and you are coming to my place and so on, right? So psychomotor, right, and affective domain. Affective domain, again, as I have told you, that is, we need to address this some way or the other while designing the curriculum and so on. Liberal marking. Okay, most of the autonomous institution, I am not criticizing any particular institution, but we take it as if, okay, we are getting the authority to pass anybody. Okay, normally the student, they do not fail. Okay, and whatever student pass, they pass in, all of them, they pass in a flying color. Okay, you don't have a bell shape of curve. Okay, what we used to call it as a normal distribution. That is only 10%, 10 or 20% in A plus, and rest all maybe falling either this side or this side. So that is not there. We have let's say 60 students are passing, all of them, they are having A plus and so on. Okay. So if you are doing so, you are one of the biggest enemy of your student, right? Because he will get the degree, but he will not get the job, right? For which he is struggling. Okay. So what do? You throw your headache to the outside world and let the industry decide what is to be done with regard to those students. Okay. So liberal marking is, I think, if you are adopting this, you are the biggest enemy. Lack of assessment culture and language of assessment. Again, this needs to be addressed very seriously, which required for the development of ability to assess, okay, for self-directed or lifelong learning. Okay, that is the ultimate aim, right? Now, if you look at this particular slide, okay, there are solutions as well. I'm not saying that now the government is again taking a lot of initiatives. As I said, they are coming up for the reforms in vice chancellor's post, wherein you don't require 10 years professor's experience. Okay, an industry person can again enter into the university setup. Okay, if he's having some characteristics, peculiar characteristics, right? So if he can now those when those people they will lead the institution, definitely they will transform the institutes, right? Right. So there are two sides of a coin. We'll not go into that debate, but the idea is we have to be a little bit more liberal. Okay. Yesterday itself, I was going through Times of India news, wherein they have come up with a new recruitment rule. Government of Maharashtra, they have come up with a recruitment policy. That is 80% weightage will be given to your academic profile and 20% will be based on your interview, but that 20% will be again recorded, video recorded, and the result will be declared on that day itself, right? Result will be declared on that day itself, and that recording is to be kept in the safe custody of the authorities and so on. Okay, so things are happening. I'm not saying that. So this will bring more transparency in the system when it comes to recruitment and all, right? Now, let us move ahead to our, you can say the agenda. What is there? Like that is assessment versus evaluation. Now, again, many times we mix up that is evaluation and assessment. We use them interchangeably. But as a matter of fact, there is a thin demarcation line between these two. Whenever we refer to assessment, it is an ongoing process aimed at understanding and improving student learning. What is the objective of assessment? So whatever you do, maybe you conduct class test 1, CT1, CT2, and then you have sessional examination at the end. Okay, it is an ongoing process, right? It is a continuous process. That's why many times some of the institutions they write continuous assessment. Okay, since it is continued in process, right? Then the second aspect is evaluation. What is evaluation? It is a judgment or determination of the quality of performance, product, or use of a process against a standard. So when the evaluation will take place, when your student passed out and he or she joins some organization as a technocrat or maybe in whatever role, and then he will be evaluated. And that's why it is said that persons from IIT Mumbai, computer science, they are the best in the world, right? So because they are evaluated against some standard criteria, and if they satisfy the criteria, there are a lot of takers for them, right? So evaluation, right? Now let us move to what is assessment and which assessment method is to be adopted. Okay, before moving ahead, okay, I'll just on a lighter note, it is said that the cooking is easy, but washing the utensil is difficult. Okay. On the similar line, we can have lecturing in the class, that is conducting a class of maybe 45 minutes or 1 hour or so. Okay. It is comparatively easier, but conducting an assessment is difficult. But I'll put asterisks over it. That is condition apply. How seriously you take the assessment. If you do not, then there is no fun in going for that. But at least all of you agree with me. That is, if you really want to set a good question paper, okay, you need to take a lot of effort for doing so, right? So not all students own the responsibility for their learning, but giving the competing pressure on student, time in a digital age, many times successful learners focus on what will be examined and how they can most effectively meet the assessment requirement. So they have their own strategies for cracking the examination, what we used to call it as. So now people do not say that they have passed an examination. They say, I have cracked this particular examination. So they have their own ways and means of cracking, right? So therefore, the decision about method of assessment, okay, that is very important, right? Which method is to be adopted, okay, for the effective learning environment. Okay, that is the $1 billion question, which needs to be addressed very seriously. Okay, so there are again n number of ways and mean. We'll go to various types of assessment. Okay, but all of you, at least you will agree with me, that is, teaching is easy, okay, but conducting assessment is a bit difficult and challenging, I should say. I'll put it, I'll take it little further. Okay, it is challenging as well, right? Now, what is the role of technology when it comes to assessment? I'll not go into the other aspects, but let us focus on, you can say, the technology-enabled assessment. I have promised you that I will offer you tea in between. So this tea is coming up now, right? So the term technology-enabled assessment, it basically encompasses the use of computers to deliver, mark, assess, and analyze assignment, assessment, or examination. Right. Now there are thousands of tools. Okay, there are thousands of tools. Okay. Now again, I will not claim that this particular tool is the best one and so on. Okay. But before that, we need to understand what are the various types of assessment. So the very first thing which are, you can say, the technology-enabled assessment tools are really good at is the objective testings. That's why if you look at the NTA strategy, that is the National Testing Agency, okay, which is the apex body when it comes to assessment. They conduct various types of, you can say, the test and so on at the national level. Okay, they go for this objective testing. So which includes maybe multiple choice questions, match the following, true or false, or to put it simple, for questions that have a clear correct or incorrect answer. Okay. So objective testing, all the technology enabled assessment tools they are really good at, right? There's no question about that. But there were, again, I'm underlining this word, there were some problem when it comes to subjective assessment. But again, nowadays, those shortcomings are again overcome by these technology enabled assessment tools. So, okay, now you can go for even subjective assessment using these tools. Okay, so where faculty intervention is required. Okay, that is again, now this feature is again being incorporated in most of the assessment tools, right? That is the subjective assessment. Okay, we will have a look at all those tools. Okay, in few minutes or so. Next is diagnostic assessment. Okay, now this particular type of assessment is aimed at understanding you can say exactly what is wrong with the student. Okay, that's why the name diagnostic, to assess exact, you can say, the problem associated with a particular student. Okay, and then what you have a formative assessment, what they call it as a summative assessment. Normally we conduct at the end of the semester. Okay, they call it end semester examination in some institution, or maybe university setup, we have a university examination, theory and practical, all that, right? So that is summative assessment. Then you have integrative assessment. So creating an integrative assessment activities, again, that is possible with the help of, you can say, the various assessment tools. So we'll just try to examine all these tools in a greater detail, and some of the tools I will demonstrate in the session itself. Okay. So the very first one is the diagnostic assessment, right? So wherein you have possibilities like Google Form, hot potatoes, maybe Plickers, and so on. Okay. Then you have formative assessment, wherein you have Classic, hot potatoes, answer garden. Okay, so we'll have a look at answer garden as well. Okay, then for summative assessment, once again, hot potatoes is appearing. So hot potatoes is being repeated for various purposes. So what we will do, we'll just try to have a look at hot potatoes in a greater detail. Okay, I'll demonstrate you this tool in the session itself, and then you have tools like feedback, maybe Classic, Flipgrid, ePortfolio, for project or laboratory work, wherein you have Rubister, ePortfolio, collaborative learning assessment, Flipgrid, Jeopardy Lab, ePortfolio, and so on. Right. So having said this, what I intend to say is they are good in some or the other area. Right. They are good in some of the other area. Some of them you must be using it. Okay, maybe Google Form, all of you are using it. Okay, so whether Google Form is a standard tool or not, we need to understand, right? So we'll just try to have a greater understanding of all these tools by applying a criteria, what they call it as the SAMR criteria, right? Or the SAMR model. Okay. This is a model, rather it is a framework for examining how technology is adopted in the classroom, right? And it was proposed by Dr. Ruben. He has given four parameters on which you can conclude that whether a tool is good or bad or standard or not, right? So the very first criteria what he talks about is the substitution. Student can fill out the forms online. Let us apply this criteria to Google Form itself. Okay. Sorry. So if you apply it to Google Form, the students can fill out the forms online. Yes, very much there. Okay, so it satisfies criteria number one. Second is augmentation. Teachers can curate the students' responses. Okay, spreadsheet automatically. Again, this facility is there. Okay, then you have modification. Teachers and student can collaborate, analyze, contrast, and compare results immediately. Okay, so to fill out the forms and so on. Okay, and then you have redefinition. Teachers can reach unlimited learners around the world. Now, if you look at all these four criteria and if you simply apply it on Google Form, it satisfies all of them. So meaning thereby Google Form is a standard tool which one can adopt for assessment purposes, right? For assessment purposes, right? So having said this, that is whatever tool we will be discussing today, maybe hot potatoes and so on, okay, they all satisfy this SAMR criteria. Okay, and that's why they are all standard tools, right? They are all standard tools. Okay, so I think it's 11:20. Okay, 11:20 or 25. Okay, I'll sum up these things and then we will break for maybe 5-10 minutes. Okay, just to take a breathe. Okay, long breathe, I should say, and then again we will continue the session. Okay, so let me conclude first of all the theoretical aspect of whatever I have delivered. Okay, till now. Hot potato, as I have told you, this is again a standard tool. The beauty of this tool is it is SAMR criteria satisfied. Okay, and the another important characteristics, it is a freeware. It is a freeware, meaning thereby you need not have to buy it or pay any subscription fee for that. You can download it and can start using it. And as a matter of fact, it is a bundle of tools, right? It is not one single tool. There are, as a matter of fact, 6 utilities in a single tool. I'll read out one by one. JQuiz for creating a quiz sort of environment questionnaire, right? JClose for fill in the blanks. JCross for the crossword puzzle. JMatch for match the following sort of exercise. And JMix for jumbled sentence sort of exercise. Right. Having said this, that is the sixth and the last one is a masher. Okay. So masher you can use for creating one unit out of 5 exercises, whatever you have created. Right. So this is all about hot potatoes in a nutshell. Okay. I'll demonstrate you in the session itself. Right. These are some of the screenshots. Quiz is there. Okay. Uh, okay. J quiz. You can use it for creating a quiz. Okay, we'll have a hands-on. Maybe within 5-10 minutes, I will demonstrate you. It's not a rocket science at all. Okay, some of you must be using it. I am not once again aware. Okay, this is for fill in the blank sort of exercise, JClose, wherein you can create this sort of exercise without any extra effort. Okay, crossword you can quite easily create with the help of this JCross. Okay, then you have the fourth one is the match the following sort of exercise can be again created in seconds using JMatch. Okay, then you have JMix wherein jumbled sentence exercise you can create. Okay, and the last one is the you can say the masher. Okay, which can be used for clubbing up all the 5 exercises, whatever you have created with all those above utilities which I have talked about, right? So I will demonstrate this tool later on in the session along with some other tools as well. Okay, we will just try to have a better understanding of what are other tools. Maybe some online tools we'll have a look at. Okay, some of the tools you may be using in your session as well. or in your, you can say, teaching, learning, and so on. Now, to sum up the session, okay, let me tell you what are the two key takeaways as far as this session is concerned. We need to determine at which level we are working, and then how we can move to the higher levels, right? How we can move, that is from the knowledge level to the highest level, which is the creativity, right? So having said this, now the forum is open for questions if there are any. Okay, we are almost done as far as the first part is concerned. Okay, so if there are any questions, I'll be happy to rather address those things.
Sir, against every word there is a J. What is that J?
J quiz, that is the name given to that utility, sir. Hot potatoes, that J is a quiz sort of thing. There's no significance of that J, sir. Right?
I thought that some word is
No,
there.
no,
Okay.
no, no, sir. No, no, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Whether you are acquainted with this tool, sir. If you people are acquainted with this, then I will not demonstrate. Otherwise, I will demonstrate it, or we'll have few more tools. Okay. But before that, I would love to hear some question, whatever I have tried to deliver in this. You can say the theoretical aspects, whatever we have dealt with.
Yes,
Sir,
sir,
quiz
Dr.
we
Atik.
generally conduct every semester.
Sorry, sir. Quiz you conduct in every
Quiz
semester.
we conduct every semester, and I think almost all teachers are conducting quiz.
Acha, and using Google Form normally.
Yeah. Google Form or Microsoft Form. That's
Okay,
Google
okay.
Form.
No
Okay.
issue. No issue. Apart from quiz, again, some other tools, as I have told you, that is crossword. Normally, we do not go for those sort of things, but I will demonstrate those things. Apart from that, whatever theoretical stuffs I have talked about, if there are any queries, okay, because the second session, will have some hands-on on these tools.
Yeah, Dr. Atik, sir, if you kindly permit me.
Yes, sir. Please, please.
Sir, you told about the 5 steps in preparing for the teaching learning from pedagogy down to the last one. And the second one was andragogy.
Yes, yes.
And you said andragogy is adult learning. You know, in andragogy, only you use the term that the teachers are facilitators.
Yes.
And the whole objective of NEP
Yes.
is to turn the teacher into a facilitator. You know, and still we are using the word pedagogy in the NEP document and elsewhere. How come it is? Why not
That's why, sir,
andragogy?
that's why I said, sir. Okay, what happens normally, we feel that. That's why I said, okay, most of us we feel that we are using a pedagogy, right? But as a matter of fact, even if in school, I will tell you, I will take it little further. These are maybe my personal opinion. But if you look at the students, those who are in school as well, okay, na? There again, many times, maybe I am not talking about the KG1, KG2, and so on, but let's say 8, 9, 10 students, okay, they again, you need to have andragogy over there. That is my personal opinion. Because what is happening due to this technological development or the disruptions which are taking place, particularly with AI and all, right? So things are changing. Okay, now the students are well equipped. है ना? So that's why I'm saying कि भाई, that is again the myth in everybody's mind. That is, teachers are the only person who can teach. Okay, as a matter of fact, the learning basically takes place from various sources. You are one of them. I am not questioning your credential or my credential as a teacher, but our approach we need to change. And I'll share one small story with you, sir. When I used to teach way back in 1990, okay, and the topic I used to deal with was the operating system, and it is somewhat related with your college as well, that is SGBAU engineering, right? So those days were there when we were not having ample sources. What I intend to say, the books were not available, and for that purpose, many times we used to visit Sant Gajanan Maharaj College of Engineering for getting the copy. I will not elaborate on that because this meeting is being recorded, right? But we used to get the copies of those books. And those books, usually they used to be all McGraw-Hill original international editions. Prices were in dollars and so on. There were lot many issues. So those days, the students were not equipped. Internet was not at all there. I'm talking about 1991, 92. Okay. So when I used to enter in the class, and for getting the, you can say, the attention of the student, I used to announce in the class, okay, well, I am teaching you something, okay, which you will not find in any book, because one of the concept I used to teach those days using operating system by Parveen Hansen, small book was there, and that was out of print. But I got the copy of that book, okay, from my own library. And since it was the only copy, it was issued to me as a teacher. Okay, so I was having that copy. So I used to make a statement, कि, you please pay attention to my session. You will not find this concept. The way in which I am telling you is the simplest way of learning this particular thing. Okay, and so those statements were valid those days. Let's say if I enter into the class in 2025, again I am teaching operating system itself, but at different level, but the concepts are almost same. Okay, so if I make this sort of statement, the student will stand up and they will say, okay, sir, you just please hold on for a minute. Okay, and he or she will Google it and simply forward the PDF file to me on my WhatsApp number. Right. So what I intend to say, there is a lot of transformation that has taken place. ठीक है ना? तो अब आपको ये समझने की जरूरत है एज ए टीचर कि वी आर नो मोर टीचिंग, वी आर ए फैसिलिटेटर ऑफ लर्निंग, राइट? तो बच्चे सिर्फ आप ही से सीखते हैं, ये अगर आपके जहन में है कि भाई आई होल्ड ऑल द कीज, दैट यू आर ऑन द रॉन्ग पाथ. ठीक है? एंड दैट्स व्हाई gradually our NEP again, if you critically observe that they have started around 20% online credit accumulation. Somebody must have talked about that. That is, let's say there is a 180 credit course, okay, and maybe 36 credit if you acquire using SWAYAM or any other courses, online courses, it will be okay. The only thing is that it has to be in the, you can say, the approved by the Board of Studies and the Academic Council, right? So अब ये 20% पे तो बात आ ही गई है, क्योंकि उनको भी पता चला है कि भाई अभी बच्चे क्लास में जब भी आएंगे. अब सपोज मैं कोई चीज बता रहा हूँ आपको, यू हैव अ यूट्यूब, okay, and you know better than anybody that is how to use it. So definitely they will learn from there itself, right? So there are challenges, sir, and we need to change our mindset as a teacher. That is, now we are no more a teacher. Again, with due respect, I am making a bold statement. Okay, we are no more a teacher, we are a facilitator of learning, right? We need to change our role. Okay, earlier 30 years down the line it was okay, because you were holding very many keys. Okay, maybe due to some other reasons. Now the things have drastically changed, right? Now, if you have a thirst to learn, you can learn at any point of time. Okay, at any point of time, anywhere, 24/7. I hope I have answered your queries.
Yes, sir. That is why let us suggest to the authorities at the higher level through this NEP program that
Yes,
let's
sir.
stop using the word pedagogy anymore. Let us
Yes, sir.
replace it by andragogy, so that there is no confusion in the minds of the
Minds of the people.
every
Yes, yes.
stakeholder.
Yes,
every
yes,
stakeholder.
every stakeholder.
That is one. Second, you mentioned that Bloom came out with his terminology, taxonomy, way back in 1956.
Yes, sir.
And its revision was probably in 1964, somebody did.
Yes, sir. Yes.
And it has taken almost 70 years to come down to education sector in India. We have for last 10-15 years only started talking about Bloom's taxonomy levels. Before that, we didn't know about it.
It is really unfortunate, sir. And that's why I used to say many times that it is mandatory to undergo some formal training. Okay. What has happened, as a matter of fact, I will share you my own story. I worked for a couple of years, around 6 odd years, in Government Polytechnic Amravati. And those days, what has happened, some World Bank assisted project was going on, and training was one of the component. So I have attended almost around 50 odd weeks of training at various TTTIs, that is Technical Teachers Training Institute. So wherein I was exposed to all these, right? So what has happened, normally that's why I said, when I entered into profession, I was not a teacher by profession, I should say. So teaching again requires a lot of skill, but unfortunately we are very much ignorant about it. As you have rightly said, that is Bloom's taxonomy, and that is, see, if you remember my deliberation while delivering on the historical perspectives of Bloom's taxonomy, I categorically said that this is the outcome of a committee, right? Committee. He was heading a group of people, maybe 7, 8 odd people. Okay, and that is the difference between a developed nation and I'll not say where we stand, right? So we need to introspect. Okay, all of us, we are the stakeholder. We need to introspect. We need to change ourselves, and we need to adapt to the changing scenario. But let's say if you do not adapt, if you do not change, then I don't think that there is any place for anybody in the maybe 5 years down the line. You will find that the education sector will once again there will be a drastic changes. Okay, that is what I feel personally. Right, I have got only 4, 5 years left. Right, so that is not an issue many times, but I am worried about the young generation. Okay, if they do not reskill, upskill themselves, okay, there is no fun. Right. See, the pathetic part of organizing this program, again, I'll share with you. That is now the people are reluctant to join offline courses. That is, again, biggest problem we are facing. Last 1.5 years after COVID, we hardly had any offline courses. See, online is okay as far as orientation, sensitization is concerned, but not everything. Say, for example, if I am talking about the pedagogy or the andragogy, unless and until I give you some assignment and you are evaluated in a classroom kind of environment, okay, there is no there is no way to it, right? So the things are happening, but again, we need to change ourselves. Okay, we need to apply. I very well remember that we used to approach to the now to the principal, okay, sir, you please depute us for this particular training. Right. 1994, when I contacted my principal, he said, you are a temporary employee and temporary teachers are not eligible for this course. Then I requested him again and again, then he sent me for. Now, the reverse way around is there. Now, if you look at the participation, we need to approach the principal and ask him or her, okay, you depute your people, sir, for compulsorily. So, that is what I am saying. That is what we need to understand as a teacher. I hope, sir, I have answered.
Yeah, yes. Third and last, but this one is on the lighter side. Please don't take
Yes.
it otherwise.
Yes, sir.
You know, I was because there are still many more people who have still to attempt the quiz that was organized by MMTC Santa Baba. Yesterday, I did it in afternoon immediately after I finished
Yes.
the session, and I saw that quiz link, so I did it.
Okay.
And I was very surprised, and I had to put hard pressure on my mind to recollect some of the things which were there in the question. For example, when was, and so I should not disclose the question and other things because there are still many more people to attend it. When
Yes.
was NEP 2020 introduced? Is it not
Mhm.
part of rote learning that we are saying we should do away with? And then, of course, who was the chairman? Fortunately, I remember because I know him and I
Yes,
have a
yes.
lot of regard for that person, so I could remember. But
Sir.
then I was little surprised what we are saying and what we are doing.
No,
You
no, sir.
know,
Sir, you have rightly said, but the issue is we need to understand. See, sir, what happens? Difficulty level. Uh, my philosophy I will talk about when it comes to paper setting and all. The issue is, let's say, if you keep it at all the question at level 6, what will happen? Nobody will get through in the examination.
yes,
So we need
yes.
to we need to keep a balance.
So
Okay, and that's why these strategies are there.
again, the question of liberal marking. So please don't take it
Not
otherwise,
at
sir.
all, sir.
That was
This is
my
not. See,
observation. That was
see,
my
sir,
observation.
sir, this is your observation, but I will share with you. That is, I will tell you a small controversy which has crop up in probably 1997, 98. What has happened? I was new into the system. I was given some question paper setting by the university. So I followed this, not exactly the Bloom's taxonomy, but I was not, myself was not aware those days about Bloom's taxonomy. But what has happened in general, some way or the other, I used to follow the subject, whatever I used to teach, कि भाई मैं एक paper ऐसा set करता हूँ, wherein moderate student can get through and it is difficult to score good marks. Okay. It is difficult to score good marks. That is 80 out of 80, nobody will get. Okay, 60 again he or she wants to get, then he or she has to read it thoroughly. Okay, and passing has to be most of the time on the lighter side, because see sir, we have compulsions. Okay, now we have conflicting requirement, I should say. For
Yeah.
example, we whatever number of participants are there, again we need to throw them. Okay, so that is what you are saying. You have very rightly said, but we have
Yes,
to have a mix of maybe highest and the lowest level. Okay,
yes,
and
sir.
that is the practical way of doing things.
Yeah, yes, yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes. So, Mani, sir. Yes, sir. Uh, anyway, I think we'll break for 5-10 minutes. Will it be okay,
Yes, sir.
uh,
Yes, sir. Yeah.
or
We
otherwise
need a
we'll
break.
not break? You allow me to take a long breath, because today is the first day or fast has started. Right, this is Ramadan, right?
My
So,
goodness, my goodness.
not a issue, sir. Not a issue. But I'll take a break for 5 minutes. I am in the institution only. I'll take a round and then we'll start, sir. So
Yes, sir.
just
Yes,
bear with me for a couple of minutes. Okay, we will
yeah,
start the session in continuation.
yeah.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you, sir. So come back. I hope I am loud and clear and audible.
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes. Thank you, sir.
Yeah,
Thank
sir,
you.
you are, and let us wish you all the best for your Ramadan that you have
Okay.
started from
Thank you, sir.
today.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, as I have told you, that is, we will have some demonstration, rather hands-on, maybe within few minutes, okay, of some of these tools. So, one of the tool which I think I have discussed in detail is, as a matter of fact, hot potatoes, right? So, as I said, that is hot potato. It is a bundle of tool, okay. It is a bundle of tool, and let's say if you do not know anything about it, does not require any rocket science is there, simply Google it, type say hot potatoes, 7 download. 7 is the latest version which is there, right? So you can go for this 7 download. It will take you to this particular page. I hope my screen is visible to you.
Sir,
I,
yeah, it is visible.
it is visible, yes. Okay, but my video you are not able to see. Let me check out. Okay. Let's all right. So if you go to the, you can note down this if you feel like, or otherwise I will put it in the chat box. That is hotpot.uvic.ca. Once again, it is a academic website, and this is how normally the developed nation out they work. Right. This is a project, okay, academic project of a university. Okay, uvic.ca. Okay, hotpot.uvic.ca. And if you go to this download section, you will find this hot potato 7.0 installer. Okay, you need to simply click it and then download the one small executable file will be there, which you can download in your download folder. Double click it and simply install it on your machine. So it is a freeware, as I was talking about. It is a completely freeware. You need not have to pay anything for it, right? You need not have to pay anything for it. All right. So once you download it, okay, once you download it, you can run it. Okay, I'll show you. This is my, since I have downloaded, I will not show you because you are all from technical background. So I don't think that much is needed. Okay. But if you download it, let's say this is the very first utility of hot potato, that is the crossword. Okay, if you run it, or if you run it from here itself, since I have installed it, yeah. So this is where it is, right? I am opening it up. Now, as I was talking about that, this is a bundle of tool. Okay. This is a bundle of tool comprised of 5 hot potatoes. Okay. JClose, JQuiz, JCross, JMix, and JMatch. Okay. And on your right hand side, there is a masher. So masher, you can use masher. I will demonstrate at the end. Okay. Masher you can use for clubbing all those exercises into one. Okay. All those exercises into one. Now, as I said repeatedly, I'm telling you that this is a freeware. Okay, no subscription fee is required, and you can run it, you can install it, you can run it on your local machine. So this is the crossword. Let us try to create some crossword. So if you click on JCross, this is what you will find on your screen. Go to this manage grid. Okay, automatic grid maker is there. If some of you, if you are trying along with me, okay, I will again, I can wait for your completion of all those steps. Pretty simple. Okay, I will not demonstrate the tool with its all functionality, but I will demonstrate only the basic functions. Okay. So what is there in a crossword? As I said, that is you need to go to JCross, then go to Manage Grid, Automatic Grid Maker. Automatic Grid Maker, you will find this sort of screen. Now here you are supposed to type the keyword you are interested in. Maybe let's say sister as one of the keyword. Okay, let us try one more, like say tour as the another keyword. The only thing you need to remember is you need to type one keyword per line. Okay, you cannot type more than one keyword in a single line. Okay, simply hit enter key. So tour and that, let's say UK. These are the three keywords, let's say. Now, the beauty of this tool is there is no limit as far as the you can say the number of questions you want to set, or it is such a powerful tool that is you can do, even you can create over a period of time, you can create a question bank which can be deployed, and later on you can host randomly quiz at any point of time. So if you simply click on this make the grid, okay, it will create a grid for you. So right now I have entered only three keywords: sister, tour, and UK. So it has created a grid. Okay. Now what next is there usually in a crossword is you need to give the clues to the solver. So add clues. Simply click on this left hand side. This key symbol is there. Simply click on this add clues. Okay. This screen will pop up. Okay. So one by one, you can give clues for, let's say, sister, female, sibling. Okay, click on OK. UK, let's say European country. Click on OK. Then let's say tour. Oh, trip. Click on OK. And then at the end, you need to click on this OK, which is appearing at the bottom. So this is all done. That is, you have entered the keywords, you have entered the clues. Okay. Now simply go to this save button, or otherwise it will forcefully ask you to save whenever you try to launch it. Okay, it will ask you to create. So go to the configuration screen. Okay, so this is the configuration. This is the help, right hand side, that is view the help file. Then just beside that you have a configuration screen. So if you do not configure, you can configure n number of ways and means. I'll show you few of the features, not all. But if you do not configure, by default the layout, the window layout would be black and white or gray maybe, right? Otherwise, you can change the color combination of all those things, okay, by using simply clicking on this configuration menu, right? You can set the timer here. Let's say I want to give the time as 5 minutes. I can go for this 5, all right? Whatever message you want to display here, again, that can be very well, your examination is over or your time is over, whatever you feel appropriate, you can key in here, click on OK. Okay. The other thing what you can do is, I can go to configuration menu once again. So I've set the timer for 5 minutes. Appearance you can check, right? As I said, this is the default. This preview, it is showing the default layout, wherein you have white, black, and gray combination. Now I can make it, let's say, okay, whatever I feel appropriate. I can apply all those color randomly. I'm picking up, so you will get some haphazard design. All right. So on the right hand side, if you can see here, this navigation bar color, page background color, link color, visited link color, text color, all those settings can be done quite easily. You can change the color as per your own need. Okay. And then simply click on OK. Right now I've changed the layout to like this. Okay. Then you have this quit the program. Okay. Red down arrow. Just beside that, you have 7 symbol, that is export to create a hot potato exercise. Okay, simply click on this. Okay, as I said, if you have not saved it, it will forcefully ask you to save it. So let us save it to ABC. Okay, I am overwriting the content. Okay, then this pop-up will come up over there. Now I can either quit, do nothing, or I can go for view the exercise in my browser. So let us view the exercise in your browser and let us see how it looks like. So this is what is there. Now if, as I said, the timer which I have set as 5 minutes, so it is decreasing, okay. Then you can click on this one. Oh, whether you are able to see the screen or there is some problem with my machine. I don't know what has happened.
Oh, we see the screen. We are seeing the screen crossword.
Is it? Is it? But on my screen, it is blinking basically. I am not able to. Anyway, let us hope that it will be resolved. There is some problem with my. At least I am not able to see it. Oh, my screen is blinking as a matter of fact. At least I am not able to see it.
This side it is crystal clear, sir.
It's okay, but I am not able to proceed. The
Yeah.
problem is, uh, let us. Oh, but it is continuously blinking. I am not able to see anything on the screen. So what I'll do, you give me a minute, I will join from some other machine, right? I'm in the institution only. This never happens, but it is happening now. I don't know the reason how it has happened, but sir, give me a minute so that I'll join from another machine, right?
Yeah, sir, you
Please,
can.
please hold on. Sorry for the inconvenience. I hope I am audible. Hello.
Yeah,
Hello.
sir, you are audible. You are audible,
Yes.
sir.
Sorry. Yes, sir. Now I will start where we have left. Okay. Let me share my screen once again. Yes, probably this is where we were, right? So just 2 minute delay, right? Okay, so this is the first one. Let's say if you want to attempt this, okay, you need to simply click on this one. Female sibling is the hint coming over there. Now you can type sister here. Okay, hit enter key. Okay, then go to this second, and then let's say trip. Oh, right. So go to this second one, trip. You can type very well two here. Okay, just try to attempt it. And then this third UK. So you may write UK here and then simply go like this. Right. So having all done, you can go for, I'm sorry. Yeah. You can simply go for checking your answers. Okay. By simply clicking on this check. Okay. Since I've gone for index, again, I need to go for typing the answers once again. Oh, sure. Then you can go for sort of thing. Right. Can check the answers, right? So your score is 100%, something like that. This is what is appearing. So this is all about, you can say, the first utility, that is J cross, or the which you can use for creating the crossword sort of exercise. Okay, on the parallel line, you can create. I will not demonstrate all, but maybe one or two more. Okay, so this is what is there. Once again, open hot potatoes. Okay, let us try something. Match the following, or maybe a quiz. Okay. So quiz normally we used to conduct. So let us try quiz. Okay, this is a simply I've clicked on quiz. Okay. See, the beauty of this is that is you have various possibilities here. That is, you can go for this MCQ, maybe short answer or hybrid or multi-select options. Okay, so we'll just try to prepare one small quiz. Okay. Wherein, let's say exercise one is the title I am giving. Okay. Now you may have logically n number of questions, 10,000, 1 lakh, or whatever. There's no limit as such, theoretically speaking, right? So we will not, just for the sake of example, we'll consider one or two. In which year did, let's say, NEP 2020, as the professor was talking about, right, uh, came into existence. What should I say? Uh, the policies of 2020, but still we are struggling to sensitize the people. That is the state of affairs. I'm very sorry to say, but that is what is there, right? So you can have various options here. For the sake of, maybe I'll write various 2020 or 2024, whatever you feel appropriate, right? 2020. Just for the sake of example, let's say 2020 is the correct answer. You can simply check box this as the correct answer. Then you can go for a number of questions, as I told you. Okay, and on the parallel line, you can go for this configuration and launching the exercise, saving it. Very similar to what we have already done. So I will not show you all those things. I will directly try to launch it. Okay, so we need to save it, as a matter of fact. Otherwise, it will ask you to save it. So done. Okay, view the exercise in my browser. This is how it will look like. This is the default layout, black and white and gray. Okay, that is the combination. Let us attempt it. So since there was only one question and the answer we set was 2020 is 100% score. So this is the another tool. Okay, then as I've told you, that is you can use JClose for maybe fill in the blank sort of exercise. You may use crossword. I have already demonstrated. JMix for jumbled sentence exercise. Okay, and so on. And what is left is that is how to use the masher. So that I will show you. So 5 different exercises on the parallel line you can create, and if you want to launch it as a single unit, okay, you need to go for this masher. Okay, simply click on this masher. It will be invoked. Okay, now as you can see here, you can add files. So whatever exercises you have created, you can add those files. Okay, we will add one more, one, two, three randomly. So we may get some abrupt responses on the screen, but just for the sake of example, I am adding up those files. You can say OK to all, or you can click OK one by one. Doesn't make any difference, right? Simply add these files. Okay, and once you have added it, if you can see here at the bottom, you have a build unit. So what I am trying to achieve is I want to create one unit out of these 5 exercises, whatever I have picked up randomly. Okay, so simply click on this build unit. Okay. Since in the name of the file, blank spaces are there, that's why it is giving some error, but that will not affect in any way. So simply click yes. Okay. All right. Oh, yes. Okay. So this is the random response which have appeared here, right? Otherwise, since randomly we have picked up, otherwise, let's say if you take with due precaution, if you pick up certain files, all those files will appear as one unit and so on. And then at the end, so you can launch this entire 4-5 exercises in a single go by using this particular tool, right? That is the JMasher. I hope it is clear to you, because it's not a rocket science, as a matter of fact. Maybe some of you must be knowing it, okay, all these tools, okay. So, but my idea was why I have taken up this, because this is a freeware, okay, this is a freeware. So on the parallel line, we have online tools. There are thousands of tools, but one of the tool I would love to demonstrate here is the Socrative. Okay, this is whatever I have demonstrated just now. This you can launch through your intranet in a controlled manner, okay, or you can launch it with some other online platform as well. But this Socrative is completely online. Okay, Socrative is completely online tool, but the problem with this tool is the beta version of this tool is available free of cost. What we used to call it as a demo version. But if you want to have the full-fledged functionality, you have to go for a pro purchase or subscription, right? I will show you the beta, whatever I am having. Okay, simply go for login. If you don't have an account, naturally it will ask you to register. Simple 7-8 field registration form is there, or even you can log in from your Gmail IDs and so on, or any social media ID for that purpose. Okay. So there are 2 login, as a matter of fact. One is the student login and the second is the teacher login. Okay. So what we will do, we'll log in first as a teacher, and then we'll see that is how it looks like. It is again very powerful tool. Okay. So whatever bundle I have shown you, all those bundles are as it is available here in a completely online mode, right? As you can see here, quiz is there. Okay. Then multiple choice, true or false questions, short answer, that is essay, and so on. So it is once again equally powerful. But the only problem with this is you can create only 5 exercises in this demo version. Okay, not more than 5. So it is just for demonstration purpose. Otherwise, you need to go for Get Pro. So some of the functionality I will not be in a position to demonstrate, but you can feel the heat, and accordingly you can decide which is to be used. But even you can go for institutional subscription for this. It is not very costly. But before that, just allow me to demonstrate, that is how to launch a quiz or maybe an exercise. Okay, so you need to simply click on this launch. Okay, this is my this is my teacher console. Okay, and this is my classroom address, which is very similar to your Google Classroom. Okay, so only this number you need to share, number along with the, you can say, the alphabet which are appearing there. My classroom number is Atik 6972. So this I need to share to the student. I have launched the exercise. Whatever exercise I have launched, that will be live. Okay, moment I launch it, and these are the live results which are appearing here. Now let's say if you are sitting on the other end and you want to log in as a student, what you need to do is you need to simply say Socrative student login. It will ask you the classroom address. There you are supposed to type this Atik 6972. Okay, your name it will ask. Okay, so you need not have to have an account as far as student login is concerned. You can directly go to any exercise. Let's say any one of you, if you wish to try this particular exercise which I have launched right now, you can go to Socrative student login. Okay, type Atik ATIQUE 6972 as the classroom address. Then the next pop-up will appear wherein your name is supposed to be typed. Type your name, it will take you to the exercise, and whatever questions you will attempt, those things will appear here in my live results. Right. So this is how you can do it. Okay. So I'll show you. I will show you the student login as well. But moment I log in as a student, what will happen? My teacher login will be automatically logged out. Right? Because on the same machine, it will not allow me to log in as a student as well as a teacher, right? Let us try the student login so that you can have a feel of it. And the beauty of this tool is this is having AI functionality as well, right? So AI functionality meaning thereby you can specify the topic. For example, the exercise which we are going to appear, I have created with its AI functionality wherein I have specified the topic as NEP 2020 and it has come up with a exercise which you need to moderate, right? Little bit you can moderate it. Okay. So room name, as I said, that is I need to type Atik 6972. Okay. And simply join button is there. Okay. Now, in the join button, it is asking me to type my name. Let us say Muhammad Atik. Okay, and done. Now, this is my exercise which is appearing here. Okay, which I have logged in, rather launched as a teacher. Okay, so it is a blend of MCQ, short answer type, true, false, and whatnot. Right. Let us try to attempt this. Okay, you are supposed to type here. I am typing randomly. Okay, this is my short answer. Okay. Uh, all right. Now it is coming up with a which language policy does the national NEP 2020 emphasizes? Is it 2 or 3 language or bilingual or what is it? Let's say it is a 3 language form. Three language. Yes, sir. So if you submit the answer, it will not only tell you whether your answer is correct or not, rather it will give you some explanation as well. That is, if you can read the statement, 2020 emphasizes a 3 language formula and so on. Right. So it is very powerful and you can say tool which you can use it quite easily without any problem, right? Now, if you look at this fifth, it is a true false sort of question, right? NEP 2020 proposes 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4 curricular structure. Yes, true. Right? Submit the answer. Now it is giving me the explanation as well. So as I've told you, that is, it has AI functionality as well, wherein you are supposed to specify the topic. It will generate the question on its own. Okay. But in the, what should I say? The basic version, it has certain limitation. That is, it will generate at max 15 or 20 odd question, right? So to reduce the work hours, submit the answer. Okay. So my answer was incorrect. Now I have attempted it. It is in a completely right phased manner. Okay. Now let us go to your student, teacher's login. As I have told you that it will be logged out. Again, I need to log in once again. Okay. Once you log in, okay, these are the live responses. Okay. So our response will appear somewhere. Okay. This is what this one. Okay. 67%. Okay. Because some answers I think we have given as wrong. So this is what is there. All right. So I think some of you have tried because there are around Swati Mate, some student has Somesh Anand, Sandeep Tripathi anyway. So apart from this, it has got very many things. That is, you can generate the reports. Okay, reports can be generated automatically. Okay, you can add rooms. Let's say you are teaching to 2, 3 classes. You can go for this add room, but again, it will not allow because I am having a demo version, not the pro version. Okay, if I click on this, it will ask me to subscribe or upgrade my plan. Okay, then what you have a library wherein whatever exercises which I have created, they are here. As I have told you, that is NEP 20, untitled quiz, NEP orientation October A, okay, word facts quiz and whatnot, right? So this is all about the Socrative, which is equally powerful and it is completely online. It is completely online, right? So this is the second tool which I wanted to demonstrate you. Apart from this, we have few more tools, what they call it as net logo. Again, this is to your surprise, these are all academic projects launched by various universities, right? So this is again built on free and open source philosophy, net logo. Okay, let's say you are dealing with a topic which requires a little bit, you can say, some sort of explanation. And when you explain it, it becomes difficult for you to explain it on using chalkboard sort of thing. These are the only tools available in your classroom environment. But let's say if you make use of this particular tool, NetLogo, which is basically a tool for almost all the discipline, irrespective whether you are from arts, humanities, physics, chemistry. Okay, it has got built-in tool available for explaining some difficult concept. Let's say net logo, go to simply, this is the URL, that is ccl.northeastern.edu/netlogo/models/index.cgi, right? Go to simply library hyperlink. When you go to library, I hope I am audible and you people are with me. The biggest problem with this is online is you never know what others are doing.
We are always with you, sir. We are always with
Okay,
you.
thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So I am searching for, what should I say? Computer science, as I've told you. That is, so this is there. Okay, let's say if you are physics, computer, so various topics are there. Okay, under computer science, if you simply click, okay, you will find that there are thousands of tools wherein, rather models. Okay,
Sir, I would love if you take an example of management, my stream, MBA.
my sir. Don't put it in some. Sir, what I'll do, I'll show you which is of interest to every one of us. That is AI
Right,
tool.
sir. Right, sir.
है ना?
Right, sir.
AI.
Right, sir. Right, sir. Go
AI.
ahead.
That is how to train a neural network. है
Yeah,
ना?
yeah, yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
When you train it, okay, normally you face problem explaining that is how the values are being normalized, okay, in a neural network. So this is a artificial neural network multi-layer model. Okay, now this model again, this is, as I was talking about, this is built on the FOSS philosophy, that is free and open source software philosophy, wherein nobody is the owner. Again, you need not have to pay anything, and I will show you the strength of this tool. You will be surprised that you can even download the code. You can modify that code, okay, as per your own requirement. Even you can play with it, what I intend to say. Or let's say if you are a new user, you can directly run. So if you download the NetLogo application, you can download it as an application. Right now, I will demonstrate in the, you can say in a web browser, in my browser only. So try running it NetLogo in web browser. So this is how it will appear. That is when we talk about the neural network training. Okay, that is one of the biggest complex issue. Okay, but another problem I used to most of the time demonstrate is the dining philosophers problem, which is there in operating system. Right, when you try to explain, that is how the interprocess communication and synchronization takes place. Okay, for that purpose, I used to use this particular tool. But this I am showing it because ANN or artificial intelligence is nowadays everybody's area of interest. So how the neural networks are basically trained, this is the setup. Okay, so I can even change these parameters. I can change the learning rate. I can change the examples per epochs. All those things can be very quite easily can change. Even I can go for XOR or OR kind of thing. Okay. And then simply what you need to do is you need to go for this train button. Okay, so depending upon the model, these buttons will change, their nomenclature will change, but you can explore it very well. It has got its own documentation as well. Let's say if you are a new user, you can go to the help file, which is very much there if you simply scroll down. Okay, so this is the model info is there, which will explain you everything starting from scratch. What is it? What is the purpose of this particular model? How it works? What is expected? What you need to fine tune and so on. Right. So I will just demonstrate you. That is, just go for this train. Okay, moment you go for train, now the model has started working. Okay, it has started ticking. The inputs are changing. Okay, the after some time, what will happen? The weights will be normalized, and it will give you a beautiful presentation of how it has trained the neural network. Right, how it has trained the neural network. Right. So this is for you can say the computer science, but the library is so powerful. I tell you, that is you have n number of things over there. Okay, starting from arts, commerce. Okay, as sir was talking about management. Again, I am not aware, but sir, you can explore it. And the beauty of this tool is, you can say, it has got complete code here because it has been built on FOSS philosophy. You have got a complete code which you can download, you can modify. Again, you can submit to this community if they feel that whatever new model you have developed, it is good enough. Okay, they may launch that particular model with your name and credentials. Right. So again, there is a scope for, you can say, the lot of development here. Okay, you can make use of your student strength, ask them to modify and come up with some new model as well, which you can send to them. They have a review process. It goes through that you review process and then they launch it with your acknowledgement, right, with your credentials and so on. Right. So this is another important tool, Net Logo. Right. Apart from this, there are few more tools which are, you can say, the AI enabled tool. Okay. Uh, for example, I will stop this here. Okay. Let's say for research purposes, there are tools like, because madam, I think she has talked about the fundamental aspects of research and so on. Okay, but she has not touched upon the, you can say, the technology aspect of it. So what I'll do, I will show you some tools which you can use for research purposes. Okay. For example, let's say I want to carry out, again, these are all AI enabled tools. Okay, I want to carry out some analysis of various papers. Okay, and I want to prepare a review paper based on that. So there is a tool called researchrabbit.ai, right? And this is once again free and open source tool. You do not require any single pie to be paid to anyone. Okay, simply you can log in with your login credentials. Okay, if you do not have any account, you need to create. That is the only thing which is needed from your part. Okay. Now, once you have created the account, this is how it will look like. It is Research Rabbit, right? It is researchrabbitapp.com. Okay. So you can go for a new collection if you want to go for a, you can say, something new if you wish to search for. But since this is a demonstration purpose, what I'll do, I have already searched out certain things, created some collections. So I will take you to that collection and I will show you that is how it works. The beauty of this tool is you can even connect it with your Zotero account. Okay, Zotero, which is basically a referencing tool, right? So if you have certain stuff over there, that can be directly fetched here. Okay, and you can analyze various papers. So let us try. You can say this is the area which I have rather I have explored in a greater detail in my earlier session. So these are the papers which are with regard to AI tool for research. Okay, AI tool for research. Sorry, I need to take this. सर मैं एक सेशन में हूँ, आपको लगाता हूँ 10 मिनट से लगा जी. So I'm sorry for the interruption. Actually, I did not take it, but anyway. So add papers. Now here what I can type, let's say AI in education and research. Okay. It will show me a number of papers. I can simply go on adding those papers by going through the, you can say the abstract presented to me over there. Okay. So this way I can add a number of paper. Okay. Now, once you have added to the collection, okay, you can remove certain things from your collection. Okay. And this is once again free and open source software, right? Free and open source software. This is built on free and open source software. Now I've added certain papers here. Okay. If you can see here, it is showing me 1,401 similar papers are there. Earlier work, later work, then author wise again it is coming up with certain deliberation. So these authors, okay, now I can analyze, okay, which author has contributed and how the evolution took place. Even I can have a timeline, maybe 2 year or 3 year down the line. Okay, let's say specified period I want to search for. For computer science, 3 years, 4 years is more than enough, right? So you can make it. Now it is showing me pictorially, right? That is how the connectivity looks like, right? Of one author with the other, okay? Or let's say, yeah, this is for the entire work. That is the similar work. Even you can print these diagrams in your, what should I say, review paper and so on. Okay. You can go for the timeline as I was talking about, year wise. Let's say it is showing me from 1992 to 2023, or maybe with first author, maybe with last author. Okay. Things are changing accordingly. Then I can analyze these papers along with this. You see, n number of level you can go about, right? The moment you go on digging it further, okay, it will take you to. So there are certain things which we used to do it manually. Those things can be done automatically by using this research habit, right? And as I have told you, it is so powerful. That is, many times you will be surprised. That is what it can do for you, right? क्या होता है जैसे आपको when you start any research topic, normally people ask you to download some 10-50 odd papers and they ask you to analyze. So that analysis part again can be done automatically, right? So this is very powerful tool. I feel that you must explore it. Okay. And you must use it in your research as well. Okay. Apart from this, there are few more tools, what they called as illicit. Okay. So illicit is again there. Again, you need to create your account. Okay. And then simply type, let's say it is showing me recent activity. Okay. Okay. Or you can go for, again, this is demo version is free. But if you want to go for a full-fledged version, you need to pay for it. But again, the amount is not very, you can say, high. Okay, you can quite easily you can purchase it if you require for a couple of months or couple of period, right? Now, bridging the gap or digital divide. Let's say this is the paper which I have picked up. Okay, now you can pick up the paper. Okay, randomly I'm picking up, so we'll get some random responses here. But what you can do, that is on this, if you scroll down here, okay, you can very well see it is giving me what? It is giving me, sorry, whether you are able to see it or not. Yes. So there we are. So it is showing me abstract. I can add a number of fields here. Okay. And I can analyze it. Again, it will, I need to simply click on a particular paper. It will give me the everything about that paper. Okay. Say, for example, here I have picked up certain fields. Okay. As you can see here. So it is giving me the, what? It is giving me the abstract summary. It is giving me the main finding of that paper. So I need not have to, you can say, pen down all those things. I can do it automatically. Okay, I can do it automatically. So you can automate certain things, what I intend to say, right? What I intend to say. This is illicit. Okay, this is illiterate. Now it is giving me limitation of that paper. Now it has extracted. What I did basically, I have uh, identified certain papers. I have marked them as checked. Okay, and then I have identified certain parameters based on which I want to have the analysis. Maybe on abstract, maybe on findings, maybe on the limitation, maybe on the methodology adopted in that paper. It will give me point-wise explanation, as you can see here. Right, these are the limitations which are coming up. Main findings are there, and so on. So this way you can select n number of fields and you can very well prepare it, right? You can very well prepare it, right? And you can export all these things to even your Excel sheet, or for that purpose, for any software you can club it, right? So this is illicit, which is again helpful as far as research is concerned, right? Apart from this, there are tools like connected papers, which I think more powerful, which I have already demonstrated, that is the research rabbit. But connected papers will give you a sort of, you can say, the how one work is connected with the other in a graphical and other forms, right? So this is again, simply you need to create an account and start using it, right? You need to create an account and start using it. But demo will be free, and the full-fledged version or the pro version will be paid. Okay. So these are the tools which you can try on your own, okay, for research and development purpose, right? Apart from, there are a few more tools, what they call it as consensus. Okay, this is once again
There is some disconnect, sir.
great.
Since
Great,
1994
great, sir.
itself. Yeah, yeah.
So, okay, okay. So whenever I'll visit Shegaon, I'd love to meet you, sir.
Yeah, please, 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 please.
That much I can say.
You
Yes,
just
sir.
drop a
Because I
message.
used to visit
I'll,
your institution.
yeah.
Yes, yes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Any, yeah. So let us stop here, I think, and I put my thank the participants for hearing. Okay, thank you very much, and I hope you are enjoying all the sessions. Okay, tomorrow's session there is little bit change in the timing. The first session will be conducted from 12:45 to maybe 1:15, and the second session maybe from 2:45, something like that. So you will be notified on the group, but for tomorrow you have to bear with us because we have certain constraints as far as you can say the technical support and other this Zoom availability of Zoom account is concerned. Okay, that's why there is little bit change as far as tomorrow's session is concerned, and that's why we have troubled you on Sunday as well. So once again, thank you all, and wish you all a very happy learning for the rest of the sessions. Maybe two more sessions are there. And I request all of you to please attempt the quiz. Okay, quiz is mandatory. Okay, we'll keep it open for today, maybe today evening. If you do it, that would be better. And we will issue the certificate in online mode only. Okay, which will be digitally signed by myself. Okay, so you will receive the certificate once again in e-form. Okay, and you can update your profile on MMTC portal. Thank you very much. Okay, so I'm receiving a lot of thank you, sir. Session is very nice and so on. Thank you all. Right. So with this note, I'll take a.
Before you take a leave, sir, let me express our sincere gratitude on behalf of Sri Sant Gajanan Maharaj College of Engineering, because we are part of, thankfully, part of this FDP organized by MMTC SGBAU. So we have learned a lot, seriously telling you, sir, lot of technologies, and I am sure the excitement on our part is that we are going to explore the applications of this technology in our assessment tools, maybe from next week onward itself. And if at times we have got some difficulties somewhere, we will disturb you. Kindly permit
Yes,
us
sir.
so that
Yes,
we
sir.
can talk to you and take your help. But I am
Yes, sir.
sure this has been very, very informative, very good, and you have presented it with utmost sincerity. You have taken us all along during this, and
Thank you.
in spite of the fact that you are on fast, your energy
Hey,
level was very
that is
high.
not an issue, sir. That is not an
your,
issue, not at all.
your energy level was very high.
No, no.
So we thank you very much
Thank
on
you, sir.
behalf of our management, our principal, our
Thank you.
college.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks a
Thank
lot.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
We make
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.